Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Silicon Insider podcast. Hi, Scott. How are you?
I'm good, Mike. Thank you. Hi.
I hear you're busy today, running around doing Super Bowl related stories.
Well, so as you and I talk, it is Thursday night, and so we are just a few days away. And here in Silicon Valley, it's amazing how many people are focused on football. It's awesome.
Well, it's it's not our hometown team, but it's our hometown stadium. So
Exactly.
I've already been hearing what I think is the radiation detector helicopter doing sweeps over the valley
That's
day and
exactly
night.
what you heard. Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll make this real quick. The stock market this week has been undergoing a bloodbath. It's lost billions of dollars, and it's all due. You think, well, maybe it's the situation, the anti-ICE protests, and all that. No, maybe it's about the reapportionment, redrawing of districts around the country that the Supreme Court, John Roberts of the Supreme Court just talked about. Maybe it's about, I don't know, a war about to start. But no, it's Claude co-work, according to a lot of theories. Now, do you know what Claude co-work is? I know you do, but it was just a newly announced AI platform from Anthropic that apparently it does everything. It's a combined tool that's specifically designed for office productivity. And already companies are saying we're not going to need any of our middle management anymore. And they're talking about big layoffs and all of that. So the Dow dropped hundreds this week. And then, interestingly, gold and silver usually go up when the market goes down. But this time, gold kind of held steady, but silver dropped a lot. So that's two of them, or three. But now Bitcoin is falling, and it's down to $70,000 per Bitcoin. And the explanation for that is that once again, it's Claude. We can blame everything on Claude right now. Apparently, and market watchers have suggested that Bitcoin's fall is directly related to the fall of the market, which all goes back to the fact that this thing is a threat to all sorts of software companies of every shape and form. If it's not games, Claude seems to be going to carve a big chunk out of every market in software and make them obsolete. And that's led to the bloodbath. And then it's a ripple effect on AI chip companies. And every one of these companies this week, we haven't heard from Amazon. I don't think they're out today yet. But are they?
Yeah. Yeah.
How they
Amazon
do?
reported earlier, this afternoon. And it's interesting because you talk about the threat of AI, which
Yeah.
remember, the promise of AI is why so many of these stocks flew so high. Now AI is getting somewhere, and all of a sudden people are worried. I don't think the idea that there is an AI that can do a lot of things is worried them is worrisome to the market. I think the worry that AI may not be the profit generator that we thought it might be.
Yeah.
Amazon is a good example. Amazon came out with some pretty Amazon-like numbers. Obviously, it generates a lot of money. It's got a real gold mine in AWS. The stock falls after hours, though. $100 billion in continued future spending on AI. And I think investors are saying, wait a minute, that's a whole lot of money. Something that, while kind of built into what we're doing, has not yet been a profit generator. Like you and I have about this a lot. That's why there is skepticism on Wall Street. And you've seen it even day to day, even this week. It hasn't been a bloodbath. We've seen some real big gains on Wall Street, but then nervousness kicks in, whether it's in crypto or AI spending. And everybody right now seems to be jittery because they just don't know if we've made, and I mean in trillions of dollars, made a good bet on AI.
Yeah, have you tried Claude at all?
Yeah, some people prefer it to GPT. I am not quite the connoisseur to notice much of a difference, but they are different.
I mean, it's being sold. It's being sold as the Swiss Army knife of office life. Is that true? You think?
Well, they might be trying a little more of the what we call the enterprise world, to try to appeal to businesses as opposed to just consumers. ChatGPT is clearly in consumer. Gemini is sort of this, hey, anytime you ask a question, we'll throw something at you, sort of as Google does to try to please everybody. So I don't know that we've completely gone down those silos yet, but it seems that Claude may have a different market, and we're going to see some of the super Anthropic apparently taking out ads, OpenAI for ads on their AI, and Anthropic saying, "Hey, on our AI, you won't see ads." Don't really know.
We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
Quick question. Some analysts are suggesting that Bitcoin, its behavior is unprecedented right now because instead of being contracyclical with the stock market, it's actually correlating almost exactly. And that suggests, in a reverse sort of way, that Bitcoin is now considered a member of the establishment, that it's being treated like a stock and not, crypto. And that's an interesting theory because it really does. I looked at the charts and it's just tracking right along with the Dow and NASDAQ.
Yeah, I think you could say it tracks along with investor behavior that favors risk. Because after all, Bitcoin has performed like a stock for years now, but a stock really expensive and that really demands attention and that really demands a willingness to take a risk. It wasn't that long ago. I mean, it was up about $110,000, $120,000. It's now, scraping near half that. And that's a big, big change. But then you don't have to go all that long ago before the last Bitcoin trade in the 60,000s. And then it shot up to 120,000. So again, this is like a stock, a crazy roller coaster ride of a stock that if you get into, you have to know this is really, really volatile.
Okay, and finally, so we'll get you out of here. You mentioned the Super Bowl AI war. Apparently, there will be Super Bowl ads for Alexa plus AI assistant and Anthropic, Gemini, and OpenAI. So this reminds me a little bit of 2000 when all the dot-coms were taking out. I remember going to the World Series and the beer glass in front of me in the seat had an ad for a .com. The back of the seat had one. There was one left on the seat. Every sign in Pac Bell Park had a .com ad, planes flying overhead. As I drove up there were barges in McCovey Cove carrying billboards and the radio all the way up. I was trying to listen to it pre-game. Every ad, it had actually squeezed out political ads because that was a campaign season too. They had bought up, basically they had bought up everything. And this, if you want to look for precedent, good or bad, this seems to be what's going on with the Super Bowl with the commercials this year. All of the AI companies are spending big dollars to make their case.
Well, and it makes sense. It is time to make their case. There are two things that really are coming to fore. They have a lot of money to spend on marketing because they've been just hauling in money. So they've got to spend it somewhere. And they need that marketing. They have to convince us, the regular public, that this is a technology they need. And you think about other things that grew quickly, whether Instagram or the iPhone or whatever. Ideas and then products that were well funded. And then eventually we all decided we need these things and we need them in our lives every day. And AI really needs to prove that. It needs to find a way, whether through advertising or it needs to find a way to make money. And this is the perfect that. It says we're going to spend $200 billion on AI, and the stock drops $20 in after-hours trading earlier this Thursday night. Friday may be different, but there is this nervousness that I don't know if AI is really all it's cut out to be. So Super Bowl ads sort of make sense because there's a whole lot of people and say, we're the ones that can make your life easier, or we're the ones that can make your life easier without ads. So look for that.
Yeah, but I also worry that it's an omen. I mean, 11 months after that experience at the World Series, the bubble blew up. And, I got to wonder about what it says, what this one says. We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, first of all, I want to apologize because the distortion on Scott's end of the line, but I suspect there's a lot going on just a couple miles from his office and Homeland Security and everything else. I suspect he's getting distortion from all of that. So I hope you can.
Sorry about that.
I hope you can decipher it. I think it's pretty clear. And that's it for now. Scott's off to the Super Bowl, or at least covering it outside. And have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. And you can see Scott on NBC Bay Area, and he'll be all over the newscasts this weekend, or through up till the weekend. And you can see him also regularly, read him also on X and Facebook. That's it for now. Have a great weekend. Don't eat too many dips. See you later. Bye-bye.